In just 1 hour, me and my friends managed to win 4 challenging battles and earn over 300,000 gold. Watch till the end to see how we did it. It all started on the 24th of May. We realized it was double gold weekend. I was broke, like starving broke, so we needed to come up with a way to earn some money. So I proposed hourglass. On paper, it's a great method. We are guaranteed around 50k gold for every battle we won. But that's the hard part. You have to win the battles and then sell your streak. That has sometimes proven very difficult, but we settled on it anyway. You probably need context for this part. So, I always play as Vex. If you don't know the roles, it's basically the second cannoneer, helper and border. In my case, emphasis on the border part. My friends wanted me to finally learn to navigate, so they forced me to steer the ship. Having no experience, I had to get used to it. So not only did we have to beat our enemies, but we were also at a massive disadvantage. Anyways, after a few minutes, we were pretty confident we would win the fight. The enemies were hitting absolutely zero cannon shots. Sometime later, we got our mass knocked down, but we were certain we were still on top, because of all of the holes we had put in the enemy ship. Unfortunately, the time we spent repairing our own ship, they were able to get away and restore their vessel. Or so we thought. Still, at a massive disadvantage, they circled back for no apparent reason. And after a few cannonballs at the great strategic board from my friend, we came out on top, claiming our first win and 10,000 stored very safely in the hourglass. After that, we picked up our supplies and sold their emissary flag for an additional 25,000 pieces of gold. We were expecting the second fight to be as easy as the first one, but we were not expecting what happened next. The enemies were hitting all their shots. From my point of view, it looked like the pirate gods had cursed us with cannonball rain. You also have to remember that I was sitting behind the wheel, still not confident enough to take on such a good enemy. But we were determined, so we circled an island until we repaired everything, and then went back in for round 2. Luckily for us, the enemies stopped shooting and were only boarding now, which was very easy to defend. We somehow dropped their masts, and with a whole army of skeletons, waited on the boat until they finally sank. That's how we claimed our second victory and 12,000 coins. But you're probably wondering, at this rate we are only going to get at most 50k gold. You would be right, but the coins shown on the counter don't include the emissary bonus and 2 times multiplier, so in reality we had much more stored. The first fight was extremely easy, the enemies didn't even turn away, we didn't know what to think, we were on one hand disappointed and the other happy. But we had no time to worry, as the time was running out and we still had to win one more fight. The final match was tough, the enemies were good. I would argue even better at shooting than us. Their cannon shots were hitting nearly perfectly in sync. I had to think quickly, or else we would have ended up in some random store labeled Swiss cheese. So I came up with an idea. I would switch roles with my friend mid-fight, as he was a much better helmsman, and then we would fix our ship. He agreed, so we pulled out and swapped positions. When we turned around, I went for a quick board, and that's when I noticed them. 3 emissary flags sitting on their bow, which meant they had at least 80k gold in emissary flags. With that, the stakes of the fight had gotten much higher. I knew we had to win it, and I would do everything in my power to make it happen. My friends told me one of the enemies had boarded our ship, but was quickly taken down, so they only had 2 people left on their ship. I quickly grabbed the ladder and checked for defenders. There were none, so I jumped onto their ship and took another person out. 1 left. I missed both my shots, so I had no other option than to jump into the water and heal. As I tried going back up, I noticed one of them had respawned and the other was waiting for me. I needed to back off, but I knew I was putting immense pressure onto the enemies. It was only a matter of time until they messed up. That's exactly what they did. One of them jumped after me into the water and he got killed while trying to get up the ladder. The other one tried raising the anchor, but got 1 bolt too. That left one last player, who just spawned. But thanks to my friend who shot out a bone caller, there were skeletons who made it impossible to do anything. So I took him out and they finally sank. Then we went to the nearest outpost and sold everything. And turns out we earned even more than 400k. And that was the story of how we did it in under an hour. If you enjoyed, then subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and goodbye.